Hello and welcome back to the channel and our continued playthrough of Car Dealer Simulator. This is a PS5 game made by Garage Monkeys. It's on the store at $18.99 and it released in mid-February. So where we're at the moment is we're trying to reach our next reputation level, which is reputation level 6, which allows us then to start taking on paid staff. So first thing we need to do is open up the office for business. We have 4 vehicles on our dealership, so we've got 4 spaces there. I think that's the capacity that we can have at the moment. The upgrades that we've made so far in our playthrough are to the office, to the body shop over here, and to the jet wash. So these are still manual, they're just more efficient, so you can't kind of just drive your car through and it will automatically be washed. It does open up the options to wax and polish the vehicles, which add value. And similarly in the workshop it is still manual, but the tools are much more efficient. So the next upgrade would be to upgrade this body shop and be able to take on paid staff to do those jobs for us. We've had a combination of flipping vehicles and also going and towing wrecks around the world map, and we're notified of those. I didn't need to go into the PC actually, via text messages. So these are kind of timed events in the world, so they won't be marked on the main world map, and by that I mean this one here. They will be on your mini map down in the bottom left there. They are marked in orange, and there's already an orange indicator on there, so it can be a little bit confusing, but you do need to get in your vehicle because they'll all be non-drivable, so you'll need to get in your pickup, take your hitch or your dolly, and go and recover the vehicles. Right, we got our first customer. Let's see if we can get somewhere close to our asking price. Let's start negotiating. Okay, it's on at no negotiate needed, full price. That's a happy customer. The car's disappeared and so they beamed off to a happier day. So the name of this town, Winston Springs. Once we've sold these vehicles, we're going to go and pick up our next abandoned vehicle, because we can actually sell non-drivable vehicles from our dealership, so it's pure profit. And if you're interested in that, is he going to be interested? If you're interested in that, then I made a couple of videos just about pure profit, so going and recovering those vehicles and real-time repairs, so you can get an idea for just how long it takes, basically. Another customer, he's gone for the cheapest one there. We got it on at 6.1, he wants to take it for 4.3. I'm going to come down to 5.8 to show willing. Don't want to drop it too much. 4.7. I think we can still squeeze a little bit more out of this chap, hopefully. Okay, so we brought him up to 5. I'm happy with that. That's 2 vehicles sold. We got another one here. Doesn't want to pay full asking price. It's on at 8.5. So you can turn people away. It doesn't affect your reputation. I'll drop it to 7.5, see what happens. You don't want to. You can be patient and not feel like you've got to accept the kind of final offer. So he's already come up close to 7. And when they make that noise, so you heard the lady there going, very happy there, that usually means that they're going to give you full asking price. We'll find out in just a sec. 6.777, I think we can accept that. And then finally, oh no, So I wanted 11.5. They want to give, that's quite a drop. I'm not sure I want to be taking that much, but our reputation bar up there in the top left is looking like we're going to get to level 6 pretty soon, hopefully with this next sale. So let's drop to 11.2. 9133. Can't do it for that, sorry.
Oh, hell no!
Whoops. Let's do 10.5. 9284. Okay.
Good job. Good job.
So, mission accomplished. We have reached our next reputation level. We've cleared our yard. I'm going to close up the dealership. Again, I'm not entirely sure whether leaving it open when we haven't got stock is going to affect our reputation. So just to prevent that happening. So what we're going to do first and foremost is we're going to head over to our upgrades. This is what we wanted. We wanted to get to body shop level 3. And that means that we can hire a worker. So that's cost us 15,000.
Well, we're back at square one, kid. But in a good way. I got you a job here, and now you can hire somebody yourself. Candidates are already applying in droves. Check the PC.
Okay, so we've already got eager employees. Open the employees app. In the employees tab, you can hire a new employee. In the position tab, assign them to the appropriate position. Park the car in the area next to the employee, interact with them, and choose the dialogue in the dialogue window what task they should perform. Workshop employees can unscrew parts or replace them with new ones. To replace the part, the employee needs to have it in your inventory or in storage. Okay, so that links into the more mechanical aspects. And our storage. Employees charge hourly fees as a daily rate when assigned to a workstation. Pay their salaries using the banking app under the bills and payments tab. So all pretty much straightforward. Whilst we're in the PC, let's just see what bills we have. Okay. Let's keep our reputation up by being a good payer. So plan of action then for progress. Let's just go and have a look at our new areas. So we've got a bit of wording up there now. So we've got the body shop, we've got the paint shop. There's nothing actually in here. Well, that's that. Again, just little things, but it just shows an attention to detail, doesn't it? And that in the paint shop, you can hear that all the background noise disappears if I step outside. You got that ambient noise. Little things, I know, but it all just reflects the love that's gone into the game. So we were able to upgrade. It cost us $15,000. We still got $22,000 to play with. What we're going to do is we're going to head off and find us this latest abandoned vehicle. So it says it's in the southern part of the town. So as you can see in the mini world map down there at the bottom, it's showing a kind of orangey brown tab. If you see down on the bottom right there. So let's head off. We're in the northernly most part of town. So we need to head south. So it looks like we need to follow this road around. And there should be a little kind of turn in here. It looks like it could be up here somewhere. Okay, there it is. So get as close as you can to the pin on the bottom of the map. We've brought our hitch with us. If we go to get into the car, so we got a van this time. This should be worth a few quid. So we have claimed it by getting into it, but as expected, it isn't drivable. So this is going to test my reversing skills now, which are not great, I'd say, with the hitch on. So just small adjustments. This is looking pretty smooth actually so far, which is unusual for me. Oh, tempted fake there, didn't I? So we want to press down on the ramp. That's not close enough, but if we straighten up. Oh. I think they sort of do it. We're on. Excellent. So this looks like one of the, I think it's a CargoWise P3, something like that. So these are usually worth a few quid actually. Let's head off back into town. Got our truck in tow there, our van. So what we're going to do is we're going to hire an employee to do the bodywork on this for us, and then we'll do the washing ourselves. So the washing is quite therapeutic actually. Bodywork's not too bad. This is going to be it's a full van, so it's going to be a sizable job this. And whilst that's been done, we could probably, because this hasn't cost us any money apart from the cost obviously of the employee, whoops, we could then find ourselves another few vehicles to make some more cash. Oop, it's all there because I overdid with the turning and my towing the van. We had a bit of a slide. So I haven't actually done any mechanical improvements to this truck at the moment. It was just visual. I just gave it a bit of a clean and a polish. Right, so we need to head over to employees. Can we do that in the PC? Or can we do it here? So we can press R1 to bring up our tablet. Employees, £15 an hour, $20 an hour. Fast, focused and experienced. I like the sound of Paul. Workstation. We're going to assign Paul to the body shop, which hopefully means that when we drive this around, we get a dialogue option, as it said in the tutorial, to ask Paul to sort this out for us. He should give us some kind of time estimate, hopefully. So there he is in the body shop, waiting. Beautiful. So this is only going to cost us $20, and it saves us doing the work ourselves. It feels quite good. Obviously, the vehicle isn't drivable. So, hi Paul. Should I deal with this rusty pile? Yes, please. So 3 minutes 6 seconds is pretty nifty there. So worth the extra cost. $20 I think it was. Is that $20 an hour or $20 a day? So you can see it looks, there's like a little almost sandstorm around the vehicle. So there's no kind of animation of him actually doing the work, but a couple of different going through drawers and stuff. We're happy as long as it's done. Whilst we're waiting for that, let's just have a quick look at employees again. I can't remember whether it was $20 an hour. Yeah, so I don't know what that. Because if we don't give him jobs, maybe we need to come back once he's finished. Because we don't want to pay him to stand around, basically, do we? Right, let's go and get ourselves another vehicle. So this time we'll have a look for something that requires a bit of body work, because we're paying an hourly rate for Paul there. So let's go, as always, we want something drivable, but we're not too worried about the body condition now, because that means that we can. So if we go for Paul, that hopefully increases our profit margin. You can see there, that cargo wise there, that's the same type of vehicle we just picked up. That's worth 37,000. Ours isn't drivable, so I'm not expecting anywhere near that. Let's try and go for something we haven't had before. Let's try a Phantom Voyager. Hopefully that's fairly nearby. 260 odd meters. I mean, unless it's massively on the other side of the map, I pretty much walk everywhere. And whilst we're on our way, I will, as I have in other videos, just mention that I'm hoping to get some live streams going. And to be able to do that, I need to have 50 subscribers. I'm currently at 25. So if there are another 25 people that could hit that subscribe button, it would be massively helpful. And I will thank you in advance for it. So we can also press down on the left trigger to increase our movement speed. There we go. These actually, they're not the most visually appealing, but they're actually quite expensive to buy in the game, and I believe they sell quite well. Okay, it's on at 15.6. Let's do a cheeky offer of 13,000. Okay. 13,364. I think we can go with that. I was expecting to laugh me off away from his property there, to be honest. Bit of a result. Get this beauty back to the workshop, and hopefully Paul's are almost finished on that vehicle and can get to work with this one. And whilst he's doing that, we can wash the other one. That's the plan. So I would highly recommend going and finding those abandoned vehicles as you get the text messages. How's Paul getting on here? Looks like he's done. Very efficient. So we can't drive this one out. We're going to have to tow it. There we go. Get the vehicle. That has saved an awful lot of time and effort. Are we in? Yeah, perfect. Making a bit of a meal of this one because of the camera angle. So because I changed the camera, sorry, we can control the sensitivity for when I'm doing the jobs. That's also going to affect the camera angle as well, which is why it moves around quite slowly. So we'll get this on here. We'll set Paul to work on the next vehicle. I need to bring that forward a bit. Once it's in the green, we can detach. We'll get the station wagon in. And if you wouldn't mind, Paul, doing a great job, worth every penny. Let's get to work on this. So let's see. So we're going to have to start with some foam. So I do have at the moment 2 active playthroughs because we have 2 PS5s so that we can play shared games. Sometimes I play mine on my portal as well so that I can connect remotely. And so I did actually on the other playthrough pick this same van up and did it myself, and it took probably about 30-40 minutes. So just to give you an idea that if you can hire the employee, then that is massively more efficient, and we can get more vehicles onto our forecourt more quickly, and we can expand into some of the pricier purchases. So early on in the playthrough you do have to buy kind of the cheaper vehicles, and then what I wanted to be able to do is at least try the different types of vehicles. So I've not kept a kind of a detailed kind of list, or well, any kind of list really, but any kind of information, I think the right word then. I've not kind of made any kind of mental notes on in terms of which ones sell the best, because it really depends on the vehicle's condition and whatnot. So I've just really been going through and trying to reinvest my dollars into vehicles, try and do essentially some different ones so that we can get towards the point where we can progress maybe onto some of the mechanical type stuff, and then eventually onto the trophy collecting. So in order to convert our vehicles into trophies, they need to be at 100%, so it's going to involve having to purchase some parts. So whereas if we want to flip the cars, we can buy used parts from the scrapyard, we would need to buy new to be able to collect our trophies. That leaves us with just polish, I think. So what I've been doing is I've not been changing the mileage on the vehicles, just in case that kind of affected our reputation negatively. And from what I could see on the breakdown, reducing the mileage didn't massively increase the value, so it didn't seem like a good kind of approach. Okay, so we need to get the ramps back out. We're on already. Get this onto the forecourt. So as I've shown in the videos, when you collect these abandoned cars, I initially thought I wouldn't be able to sell them in the dealership, and so I sold them at the scrapyard. And actually you can sell non-drivable vehicles, as we have shown. Just leave the trusty old truck here, ready for when we hopefully get another message. There's another one. We'll take some pictures. Some nice daytime pictures this time. One from the front. And we won't list it just yet. We'll go and see. Paul's done. God, he's getting through some work today. Well done. So if I shut up shop, does that mean I don't... Where's he gone? I don't have to pay him. So what I mean is, by not paying him, he's not paying for the work that's done. Let's just close this, see if this makes a difference. Shutting up that for today, thank you. Is not paying for a full working day. I don't need to. If he's not doing any work. But if only all workers were like Paul, eh? The world would operate much... Oh. So in this instance, the car was already in a washed condition. That's what that noise is about. And as you can see, up in the top left, we've already got fully complete orange bars for foam and water. This is just then wax and polish. So not much at all to do on this. I'm not sure how much work would have been involved because there's wood panels on here. But 3 minutes to completely restore that van, which was 100% rusted, is pretty impressive. On to the polish, and I think we're going to be in a pretty good place here because we got two potentially high profit vehicles that we've got on the yard at the moment. I can then look for either another one close to that 9,000 or potentially two cheaper ones. So I'm going to look for ones that don't need any bodywork stuff doing. That's the plan. So we could, within this episode, end up with another pretty much full forecourt and having upgraded. That would be nice. Okay. She's in. Take some pictures. Nice sunset. There we go. The office is shut up for the night. We'll get a full forecourt. Let's see what vehicles we can get for our dollars. So we'll just quickly list those two that we've currently got. Click a new advertisement. We got a cargo wise. So this was the one that we picked up. So we just had to tow it. Didn't cost any money. So this is pure profit. It's not drivable at all. We would get a market value of $12,670 if we didn't try and increase it, which of course we are going to try and get a little bit more. So I reckon 14,000 is probably still going to be quite yeah, we'll put it on at that. I mean, again, there's an approach that you can either just put it on as a really attractive offer and therefore you don't get haggled too much, or you can put it on and then barter and then see what you end up with. So that one is on at 24 310. So let's go for 26. That leaves us with. That's going to leave us with a pretty healthy bank balance. That was in blue actually, and not green. So I could have put it on at more, but I don't want to be too greedy. And then we want a drivable vehicle that's in excellent condition, so that we can just basically use the car wash. So we got 9,338. We can't then book a viewing with anyone unless we've got at least the asking price. Although we could probably haggle them down, you must have the asking price to be able to go and attend. Okay. I think it's going to be an off-Rider Canyon. I could look for something. What time is it? 10:06 p.m. So I could look for something, to be fair, that needs a bit of bodywork doing. I'm going to stick with plan A for now, for the purposes of this video. Let's book a meeting. It's only 102 metres away. So we won't have a full dealership, but we'll have 3 vehicles ready for our next day. We got a good thing going here, I think. That looks like it's in decent condition. 7.7. How about 5.8? I'm not sure I'm going to get it for that.
No. Got it, buddy.
But come right down to 6,000. So let's go 5.9. $5,926. Got a haggle, haven't you?
Sounds reasonable.
Sounds reasonable to me. I'm happy with that. So what you can do is you can use on your directional stick, directional pad even, the right button, so you can have those controls on your heads-up display there. You can see that we can toggle the lights on, the radio menu. I think I've got music turned off at the moment. But we can cycle through the views with the right stick, and L1. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. Keep pressing the wrong buttons now. So let's get this washed, and that will mean that we can keep this video actually to an unusually reasonable time scale. And we've got 3 vehicles on the forecourt there. So this one does need a wash as well. So we'll give that foam, water, wax and polish treatment. And I'm going to refrain, I continue to refrain from altering the mileage on any vehicles. It's all going to be fully above board. Got a reputation to maintain, haven't we? Back up on the ladder so we can get some good coverage of a few different areas. We should be able to get the flatbed, the bonnet and the roof, and all of these side panels in one kind of angle. Around to the front. I don't know if I've said this before in other videos, but I found this to be it's probably one of my favourite simulator games. Certainly spent some time in it, and it's actually kept me away from Microsoft Flight Simulator. I mean, we're not comparing apples to apples there, clearly, because that's ultra realistic. It's an expensive game, and it's got masses of content. But this, for me, provides me with a kind of pick up and play game that doesn't require too much brain power, and it's actually really enjoyable. So all of the mechanics that they've done, they give it a good range of different mechanics, good variety, and all done really well, I've got to say. It's not kind of a frustration in that you got to spend hours and hours and hours finding every millimetre of dirt on vehicles. The car mechanics are probably the most involved element, and I've only done exhaust repairs so far. Let's see what we've missed here. It's not an awful lot that's in orange. Did I miss the... I think I missed the cue to say that I'd completed that. So our final stage here. And actually, rather than just kind of buying the simulator and then paying employees in game to do all the jobs, even if you do what I've just done there, that leaves you free to go and explore your purchases and whatnot. So that means that we could then progress onto kind of project restorations and the trophy hunting, because we can keep the dealership ticking over by having the employee do some of those jobs, and we can also have them doing some of the restoration work as well in terms of the mechanical stuff. So it just opens up, you know, rather than taking away from the game, I think it just adds to it. There's billboards around the world map that show that other games are coming as well, the Garage Monkeys are working on. So it could end up being that this is kind of their little world. They've already kind of got that built, haven't they? So they've already got the makings of a world environment to then add different content. There is an upgrade to a fuel tank, I think is... I don't know whether that means that you can actually sell gas or petrol, as we would call it here in the UK. So 8780 is deemed a very attractive offer. Let's see what 10 looks like. Still green. I'm going to put it on at that. So we've now got £40,000 worth of stock sat on the yard there potentially. Let's see if we can get one last vehicle. We're going to have to take something that needs some body work, I think. For this, but what I'll do is, as I say, I'll stick to plan A for the purposes of these videos. So we started off with 4 vehicles ready to go. We were able to upgrade, so we've now upgraded our body shop, which I've closed. So we've upgraded our body shop, which means that we can have employees. So I guess that means I will then have to hire someone again tomorrow. The body shop, we've not actually seen that yet. So potentially that means, because the spraying usually happens in here, we haven't seen a tutorial for the body shop. So you would think that you could basically drive your car in and then, I don't know, maybe it gets automatically painted, or we've got to assign a worker to the body shop. We'll find that out in the next episode once we're assigning our worker for the day, because we're going to need to sell some vehicles to have some cash to invest into some restoration projects to make some profit. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series. Do please give it a thumbs up if so. I'm going to continue just capturing this as a playthrough. So I have stopped labelling them as episodes and tried to put something a little bit more descriptive on there. So we've had kind of pure profit jobs, we've had trying to build the dealership, and we've also now had the upgrade to the body shop and paid staff. So I hope you join me in future videos, and yeah, I'd highly recommend this game. I think for $18.99 there's lots and lots of content here. If you want to get towards particularly the trophy of having one of each vehicle, then even more hours, you know, just massive scope. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully.